Our first guest tonight is an Emmy, a Grammy, and Academy Award-winning musician, actor, and producer. His book, And Then We Rise, A Guide to Loving and Taking Care of Self, is on sale now. Please welcome back to the show. Common, everybody.
Peace.
I'm so excited to talk to you about this book. First of all, this is a book about wellness and the way you take care of yourself. And I will say most people, if they wrote a book about wellness, I would say, what right do you have? But you, of everybody I've ever met, always has a ton of energy and has never looked a day older. If anybody should write this book, it's you. What gave you the permission to take this leap?
You know, a lot of my friends at dinner would always ask me, they would ask me about what I was eating. And they had a curiosity that was there, and they were like, why are you choosing to eat this way? And then during the pandemic, a lot of my friends called me like, man, what should I take? Like, what can I take? And I'm like, I'm not the doctor. I even had one of my best friends who is a doctor called and said, what's some things I could take to stay well during this pandemic? And I felt like I had been blessed with the access to these great doctors, nutritionists, integrative medicines, therapists, trainers, and I wanted to share that information. And I never took the position because I've come from a place where I didn't grow up knowing about these things. This has been a path and a journey for me. So I just like sharing it. This book is not really, as much as I'm telling my stories, it's about the reader. It's about them empowering themselves. So I always wanted to just meet people where they are and not be like, yo, you need to be a vegan or you need to try to do 12 workouts a day. It's just about taking steps for your life to be better.
Absolutely. My brother is a vegan, and he's coming on a few years of it now. And I will say, we had him for Thanksgiving, and that was a thing.
Yeah.
When the first time you have a loved one who's a vegan come to your house for a big meal, I think it takes a minute to process what exactly it means. How did you feel like your family was when you laid that on them?
Oh man, my mother, my grandmother, they were looking like, what are you talking about? You're not gonna eat turkey, you're not gonna eat these greens, because they were so used, my whole life I lived that way. So they didn't think I was too serious about it, but once they saw I was serious, my mother really, the next Thanksgiving, because I couldn't eat much that Thanksgiving, but the next Thanksgiving, she started working on some vegetarian meals, and they weren't that tasty at that time, but she got better. It's like I said, things have improved, and people understood that, like, yo, okay, it's vegan food, but you still could put the soul into it, put the heart, put the seasoning. So she's gotten there. I mean, this past Christmas, she cooked some great vegan food for me. So let me give her some love before she talks about it.
Well, you've always given your mom a lot of love when you're on the show. She's, been so integral and important to your career.
Yes.
She's also working on a book right now.
Yes.
Will you be competitive when hers come out?
Well, of course, I want my mother's book to do well. I want it to do great. Maybe not better than mine. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I want her book to go. It's because her book is about educating young people in this, the social media age. And she's been a teacher her whole life. Like, she knew she wanted to do that at 5 years old. So I think it's very important what she has to share with people. But I am very competitive. I beat my mother in bowling just over the Christmas break, too. And I never let my daughter win a track race, even though she was on the track team. When I raced against her, I dusted her.
But at some point, your daughter's going to catch up. And I just hope you're being a good sport now.
Yeah, well, I keep feeding her all this food, so maybe she still can't beat me.
Oh, you're vegan. You're just feeding her, like, potato chips?
Yeah, everything. Yeah.
You mentioned, because this is not the first book you've written, that your mom's actually learned some things about you that you had never told her, but she's learned it from the pages of your books.
Yeah. One of my earlier memoirs was, I revealed a lot of things that I did as a teenager, like sneaking girls in my room, and then them having to hide under the bed when my mother is coming to the door. And she read that book and was like, this is a good book, but I can't believe you did that stuff in my house. There was a lot of revelations in that book, but You know.
I wonder if part of her was, I can't believe you did that, and another part of her was like, how did I never know?
Yes.
I would make a terrible detective.
I know she definitely would. 'Cause I was a slick little guy. I mean, I was a good guy, but I had my slickness too.
Yeah,
It's in
absolutely.
Chicago.
It was very slick.
Yeah.
And you were always like, I'd like a bed that's a little bit higher off the ground. That's what you should have done. She was like, what's going on here? What I want to ask, before we take a quick break, about Make One Change. This is an initiative you've launched. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's really like in support of the book and the movement of the book, just saying, man, make one change in your life. Like it could be just as simple as drinking water. My change is like I want to get more rest, you know, and I realize how important that is to health, and I hadn't been doing it. I'm doing all these other things, but I need to get more rest. So it could be, I mean, I'm encouraging people just because, like I said, sometimes people think you have to go all the way to 100 to start your journey. But it's just one step. One step got me to where I am right now.
Well, that's a wonderful message. I have more to ask you about. We'll be right back with Common after this quick break.